Thanks for watching Halftime TV. This is Leon Bailey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. And today I'll be sharing my take on a little situation that's happening with the Reggae Boys. And next week we'll be back to track and field action. But in the meantime, between time, I just wanted to shed some light on this real quick. And I wanted to share my opinion because I've heard the opinions. And let me start first and foremost by saying the loudest voice in the room isn't necessarily the correct one, right? So just because someone is the loudest person in the room, that doesn't necessarily mean they're the right person to be listening to. All right, so now that I've gotten that out of the way, just for a little bit of background. So the new coach for the Reggae Boys indicated that he wanted to start a fresh slate, basically. New beginnings, some may say, and that includes like having conversations with Leon Bailey and moving forward with the team. Now, naturally, everyone wants to see their best players on the pitch. And if we're talking about Jamaica, Leon Bailey is definitely one of our best players. The coach said he wanted a fresh slate. The Jamaica Football Federation requested that Leon Bailey submit something in writing, whether it's a letter, they didn't say an apology, but submit something in writing indicating his intentions to come back to the national team setup, right? In essence, Leon Bailey is still suspended from the Jamaica national team, from selection. And I think this is where a lot of people get it confused. Leon Bailey was suspended from selection, and I stress selection because that is very important. Mind you, a couple of months ago when we had the Copa America, Leon Bailey was included in the list of players just days, I think week at most, after doing an interview where he indicated that he wanted a break from the national team setup. Now, having indicated that he wanted a break from the setup, the Jamaica Football Federation went on the word of then Coach Heimer Hallgrimson, and included Leon Bailey in the 20 how much? The 20 plus name squad that was announced. Now, that it was Leon Bailey posted that it was fake news, and it created it created something crazy. It created something crazy because people were laughing at Jamaica Football Federation. People were saying it's run like a patty shop. People were saying they're unprofessional, they're unorganized, all of that. So what the Jamaica Football Federation did this time around, they requested that Leon Bailey, before I even get to what their request was, there was an obvious disconnect between where Leon Bailey was and where the Jamaica Football Federation was, right? So Heimer Hallgrimson had a discussion with Craig Butler, and remember, if we go back, Craig Butler said any conversation that's happening with Leon Bailey should happen through him, right? So there was a conversation with Craig Butler and the coach. Apparently, I don't know what the conversation was, and what Craig Butler said when the messages came out. He talked to Leon Bailey, but there were indications that Leon Bailey would be present to represent the national team. I did a video on it because I was surprised. This was like these like Leon Bailey had a party the day before, and I asked my contact at the Jamaica Football Federation how would this work, and they indicated Leon Bailey would sit out the first game, and he'd sit out the first game because of his party happening the night before. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense because we're only guaranteed X number of games. Anyway, long story short, Leon Bailey was selected. He said it was fake news. He wasn't ready to come back, in essence. So the Jamaica Football Federation, to ensure that there wasn't a recurrence of this situation, they suspended Leon Bailey from selection, meaning because Leon Bailey is taking a sabbatical from the national team, regardless of who the coach is, they won't be able to select Leon Bailey. So it's not a case where Leon Bailey committed this great transgression. I think the Jamaica Football Federation is actually doing Leon Bailey a favor because they're avoiding a situation where the hatred from the Jamaican fans are right now. There are a lot of Jamaican fans who I won't even say they hate him, but they hate his actions. They don't like what he did as it relates to having a party the night before Copa, pulling out as we have World Cup qualifiers, etc., etc. So a lot of the fans don't like that. You can say what you want about halftime TV. I'm a big fan of Leon Bailey, but I think the letter is imperative in this particular situation, right? I think the letter, and folks say, oh, a letter is it's just like Leon Bailey can always change his mind after writing the letter. That's fine. What the Jamaica Football Federation does, and by getting that letter, it puts them in a position where they know that, okay, if we're selecting Leon Bailey, it's on his accord and not because of some confusion. They're saying, okay, leave it to the coach to do. You can't leave it to the coach. You cannot leave it to the coach, because this Leon Bailey, all of Leon Bailey's problems were with the Jamaica Football Federation. It wasn't the case where he had a problem with Coach Hallgrimson. He had a problem with the Jamaica Football Federation, and he explicitly stated that these problems needed to be addressed, right? Flights, all of those things, that's what Leon Bailey had problems with, like having security. The coach doesn't have any control over most of those, right? So it then comes back down to the Jamaica Football Federation. So when folks are saying, hey, leave it to the coach to handle everything, it's still going to have to come back to Jamaica Football Federation, because how the selection and the recruitment process works, your coach identifies a player, the coach speaks to the players. At the end of the day, the administration, they're still the ones who will need to make arrangements, whether it's through flights or what have you. So the administration, they will definitely need to sign off on it regardless, right? The coach will say, hey, I need this player, I need this player, I need this player. Administration says, yes, 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 and they get them in. Okay, but going back, I think Leon Bailey writing a letter, and it doesn't have to be a letter, it can simply be an email saying, hey, I've had my time away and I'm now ready to resume playing for the national team. I don't think that's too much of an ask. And I think when we're saying the Jamaica football is unprofessional, and then at the same time when they're making strides to are making strides towards being a professional organization, then we're still like, we're including our Jamaican ways of being. We always want to be contentious and rebellious. We don't want to go by the rules, etc. We don't want to have any of that. We just want to take things in the stride. I don't think, no. I think that's what happened the last time, where Coach Hallgrimson went out, had a conversation with Craig Butler, thought to himself, okay, this was done and dusted. Leon Bailey was going to be back. Told Dennis Strong and company include Leon Bailey on that list. Leon Bailey included on the list, and then we were the laughing stock of the entire CONCACAF, because everyone was looking at like, what's happening here? Like, is he back or is he not? And at the end of the day, because the names were already submitted, Jamaica ended up playing the Copa America with one less player. And we know that like all the players were never going to play, but still that spot could have gone to someone else, right? And you never want that. So I'm going to jump over to the comment section and see what's happening. Big up yourself, Sir Mike. Marcus Garvey, big up as well. Tuffy, big up yourself. As I said, I'm just sharing my thoughts on this, because I think folks making a big deal of Leon Bailey writing a letter saying, okay, I'm ready to resume duties with the national team. I don't think it's that big of a deal, and I don't think, like, if we're asking Leon Bailey to compete to do a letter, like, it shouldn't be it shouldn't be something worth arguing over, right? If he's ready, he has a conversation with Coach McLaren and he says, okay, it's time to go, I'm ready to play. Put it in writing. Hey, I'm ready to go. That way, when the Jamaica Football Federation publishes the list of players, when they send out a list of players and players pull out, we can say, okay, Leon Bailey pulled out because of whatever reason, personal reasons or whatever reason, but he is definitely back with the team. It shouldn't be a case where Leon Bailey's name is on there and fans who are saving their money, their hard-earned money in this economy to go to the national stadium to watch the player, are saying, okay, the Jamaica Football Federation is trying to scam us, right? There should never be a situation like that where fans are in limbo because they're not sure if he's going to turn up, right? And I think that's one of the primary reasons for me as well. So in addition to the commitment to show, oh, hey, I'm back from my hiatus or my sabbatical or whatnot, and I'm ready to go now. There's also the onus, which is on Leon Bailey to the fans. All right, so let's hear what Marcus is saying. Majority of these Leon Bailey fans don't. It's not an apology. JFF want it's why Copa squad with Leon was show JFF want clarity. I don't see anything wrong with yes, and that's exactly, and that's simple. That I don't see why this is an argument, because they remember JFF didn't say, Leon Bailey, you're not playing back for the team because of XY reason and whatnot. That's not the situation. Leon Bailey said he wanted time away from the team. The Jamaica Football Federation, because of the confusion last time around, they said, here what, Leon Bailey is suspended from selection. So he won't be, like, he's not up for selection then. He's not up for selection because he's not ready. So the JFF's decision was as a result of Leon Bailey's decision, if that makes sense. So their decision to suspend him from selection was primarily due to Leon Bailey's decision to step away from the team to work on his mental health, etc., etc. But like, if Leon Bailey indicates that, hey, I'm ready to come back now, like the same, well, he did an interview to say he wanted a sabbatical. So I don't think like him sending a letter saying, hey, I'm ready to resume, I don't think it's too much of an ask. Like, imagine if JFF had asked him to go back on Let's Be Honest podcast and do an interview saying, hey, I'm ready to be back with the Jamaica national team. You get me? And we may probably never see an interview like that. So I think that's why he's asking, or the Jamaica Football Federation is asking for Leon Bailey to state, hey, I'm ready to be back. I've had my time away and I'm now available for a selection. That's all I got from it. That's my like train of thought when it comes down to Leon Bailey writing a letter indicating what his intentions are moving forward. So I'll leave it at that for now, but I think much ado about nothing really. And for those saying, oh, there are folks in the Jamaica Football Federation who don't want to see Leon Bailey back and their egos, and we agree. All of that is there. All of that is there. But don't act as if because one exists, the other doesn't, or the other cannot. All right. So they can both coexist. It can be a case where there are folks who want Leon Bailey not playing for the team again, but there still are folks who want Leon Bailey to show that, okay, he's ready to play. Right. So both of them can coexist. But I'm going to throw it over to you, the Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. What are your thoughts on this entire situation with the Jamaica Football Federation requesting that Leon Bailey submit a letter indicating his intention to resume duties with the national team prior to them lifting that selection, like suspension from selection, if that makes sense? Let's hear it in the comment section. And shout out to the sponsors as well. Quick Link Shipping. Anything you need shipped into the island, they have you covered. Like, share, and subscribe. We need to get this channel to 25,000 subscribers ASAP. And remember, track and field action coming up starting the 26th for Halftime TV. The junior championships run from, I think, the 27th until the end of August. So stay tuned for that as well. Halftime TV boss here saying until next time, folks, have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll talk soon.